and welcome to Tea and Tarot Tuesday with Julia
and Melissa, and this is episode 12.
Welcome in if you're new. If you are new, just a little bit about us. Melissa and I are super close soul sisters who decided to come together and channel messages for the collective. We are also super passionate about small business, and so every week we try to promote one, two, or a few. It all depends on what calls to us this week. And this week we got a super special promotion for small business.
Super special stuff! So I actually, we're going to promote my art this week. I have my own personal brand. It's called Mel Babe Soul. So I have Mel Babe Soul Tarot and then Mel Babe Soul Art, which is what we have here. As of right now, I have 15 pieces and I'm constantly working on new ones. I just finished number 16, so I have a few different series, but they are all listed on my Etsy. A few are on my Instagram, so you can go over and take a look at those. I do draw on my clairvoyant messages and get my visions, and I'm just if I can't stop thinking about it, I gotta put it down on paper. So that's kind of how that goes.
They're magical, and you were selling for your first time out in the public yesterday,
Yep.
which was a lot of fun.
That was so fun. I have gotten just an overwhelming amount of love and support.
Yeah.
All day, I've just been like, I am just so freaking lucky to be surrounded by so many beautiful people.
We really do live in the most supportive community for small business and artists and creatives, and it's been a blessing to live here during this I guess awakening into the new versions of us. We got that card 2 weeks ago.
Wow, you got good memory.
Well, when it comes to the Pisces, yes, and you were just saying you were feeling that Pisces energy, balance of spirituality and practicality, which I feel like I'm definitely still doing. I've talked to a couple soul sisters in the last couple weeks just about the last 3 to 4 weeks. And I keep using this phrase of it felt like I was running through water. It felt like I kept trying to want to do something in the last 3 to 4 weeks, and I just couldn't really physically do it, or I just didn't have the full energy that I had at the start of the year.
Yo, actually being in water, around water, or using water right now is going to be really important. Yes. I took a bath the other night, and I haven't taken a bath in months, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to take a bath. And then I realized it was Pisces season, and then today I've been crying all day, so I'm just like, yo, emotions are high. If you need to reground yourself, try to do it with water.
Yes. And I actually just channeled a message for that. The other day on a video on my channel, and then this morning I got the message again for water healing. I've taken 4 showers today.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I try to take really short ones, so I'm not super wasteful with the water, but I just feel like I keep wanting to get in the shower in an otter, which is very water healing energy here.
Water.
Yep, and travel. I've been getting the travel energy for a minute. Fertility. I was just saying, there's so many messages here. I don't know where to start.
I feel like we're breaking into something new right now and trying to. I see balance here. We got fertility, reconciliation, and travel. So I feel like this new thing that you might be doing, you're trying to find that balance, and it's going to lead you to doing a lot of different traveling and really trying to find that balance. Oh, I could just feel you just holding it in. You're just be patient.
Right. There's a certain individual that's watching that keeps getting the firefly message, so I was just couldn't believe that came up again, but I'm going to let you keep going.
There's I think I was just saying, just being able to find that balance as you're going into this new thing, this new situation, and finding that balance is going to be super important. And using water to do it is going to be very important right now, the season of Pisces.
You know what I see is I feel like...
Do you see that?
What is that?
A tiger?
Oh, I see it. I saw an owl.
Right here, the face.
Oh, I do see it a little bit.
Yo! I've never seen that before. Lion energy.
You know what I see in this is I feel like this coming back together with your true self is what I keep getting from this. There's a reconciliation card. It just feels, you know what I mean? It's two women, two soul sisters. I also feel that with soul family too. I know that you and I have been meeting a lot of people that have felt like we've known them for
oh my gosh,
our whole life, which has been crazy.
Drawing so much inspiration from the people around, like-minded people around you. Just yesterday when I was selling my art, I hung out with a group of people that were just all very spiritual, and man, I was just triggered all over the place of all these new ideas and inspiration to draw off of. That's really cool.
I talk about it a lot, especially in my own videos, but I always speak of if you feel drawn to somebody and you just recognize them, I always, sometimes when I do readings for people too, I connect with them on such a level. I say that they activate these, like, we activate light codes in each other. It's kind of like these new keys to different, like, locks within our own DNA. It's such an interesting experience to connect with soul family, and then this, like, new part of you gets awakened. And I just wanted to I keep getting this travel card because I feel like some of you are being called to travel to the ocean, but I'm also feeling I've been getting like the nudge to travel to, like, if you live in the water, to travel to the mountains. If you live in the mountains, to travel to the water. It's kind of like that balancing of that, like, earthy and, like, water energy that wants to happen.
Yeah, I was just saying to myself today that I'm like, I gotta go to the mountains. All weekend long, I'm like, I gotta go to the mountains.
Yeah, same here.
We both live at the beach, so.
And this owl card is like this 360 view. I feel like in this last, like, 3-4 weeks where we've kind of just been sitting back, it's almost like we've been kind of forced to go a little hibernate and just collect all of, like, the information and ideas, because we've been healing and clearing a lot of kind of like the old world. I speak about that a lot. I feel like you've been, like, watching yourself, like, go through this healing period, and you're, like, awakening into, like, just, like, this deeper version of, like, your authentic being, like, again. And because I get that in the fertility card, and then the reconciliation again, I feel like that's coming back home with yourself, but also such a deep meeting of, like, souls, like soul family. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. And the firefly, to me, I've been getting a lot of messages for this card, but this week is really just like Spirit's asking us to be conscious of the light that we're shining and who we're attracting into our field, and how when we are shining an authentic light, the difference between the people we attract to us, rather than when we're kind of wearing a mask, or we're not actually showing up the way that we want to, like we're holding back parts of ourselves because we're nervous about what someone might think. Spirit's really asking you to kind of, like, reflect on the difference between when you just showed up as you, authentically you, and there was no fear of, like, just being all of you, the big being that you are. Ooh, my heart is opening. It's like the type of people that you attract are this whole other type of frequency and vibrancy, because they're attracted to, like, your soul signature, and you're not hiding pieces of yourself because you're in fear of, like, what people would think. What are you getting? Birthing creation.
Yeah, I got the seven star sisters. It says birthing creation's tapestry of life expression. So I feel like with the Pisces, we're all tapping into our creative side right now, and there's like a lot of I see water in so many of these pictures. Like even in the mirror here, there's water, and it's almost like you're floating towards it. But just really like the self-reflection as well, and realizing that, you know, your gift is so special, and other people that you're connecting with are gonna see that, and it's just gonna continue to grow.
I was getting this message before I came down here of just, like, coming back into that joy of, like, who we are. And I see this again with, like, live in the moment. It says what you are looking for is with you. Mm-hmm. And you always have an opportunity in every moment, wherever you are, to choose to be you, or choose to be someone you feel like is going to fit in better. And in that moment, in that decision, you're going to be attracting the energies that are in flow with what it is that you've chosen. So at any moment, I think it's, like, just a reminder, like, if you're in a place where you're feeling a little uncomfortable, that might be an invitation to really just kind of, like, step out of the comfort zone and just be you, and see how it changes the energy of the room or the energy of where you are. The 7 star sisters, again, that soul family of, like, God, I'm getting such, like, I felt it this weekend too, such, like, a witchy vibe, like just, like, the awakening of the divine feminine, and then, like, that energy coming together, and just, like, it's very, this is an element I am becoming more familiar with within the divine feminine energy, is that it's very community based. Like, it's very, like, the divine feminine energy very much wants, like, all of us to kind of, like, there isn't competition. It's something, not that the divine masculine is, but it seems like the divine feminine is very, like, family based, like, wants to support each other and come together and be in that, like, lifting each other up energy. And I remember when I, like, first was really awakening to the divine feminine energy, and I was in a lot of solo, like just kind of, like, solitude, which is part of it as well. There was part of me that wanted to share that, like, very spiritual, like, awakened side with people. Anyways, I didn't know if you felt like you got some cards that you wanted to talk on.
Yeah, well, I kind of I always like to think of like what we're going to be kind of working through in the next few weeks as well, not just like reconnecting with ourselves and with other people, but some of the things that we may possibly be struggling with. And I really feel like with the Judgment card, I just see like a mirror and there's a very straight pathway and you're just gonna bust right through it. And really just knowing when to speak your mind and continue to speak to the people around you that are going to continue to inspire you is really what we need to be working on.
So she pulled the Judgment,
Six of Cups.
Six of Cups in reverse, and then the Princess of Swords in reverse. So Six of Cups can speak of someone from the past, people from the past, memories, like remembrance of who someone is. And with it coming up to next to the Princess of Swords in reverse, this can sometimes be a little bit of like that sit back and watch card. They call it the stalker card sometimes, where you're like not really speaking up, you're just kind of like assessing the situation. And with it being in reverse, these two being in reverse next to Judgment, it is bringing me back to that first message of that fear you may have of coming out of your true self, like rather than just sitting back and watching, like to actually open up and free yourself to just be who you are. It's going to allow you to connect with these soul family members. Yeah, sorry, I heard that the rain was starting to come down. And
I thought that was my cat ripping up furniture or something. It's not, it's rain. Yeah, and definitely don't be afraid to feel those emotions too. I don't know why I'm scaling.
Because you're like talking about your cat. And like, we thought that we heard a noise and it said the porter peeper, and it's just like our cats are like opening up these portals for us to like channel these messages. Was that a little too far?
Well, now I'm gonna think about that every time my cat's staring me in the eyes.
The sound of the universe.
But don't be afraid to really feel your emotions in the next few weeks. I've definitely there have been a few moments even today where I've wanted to cry and I'm like, Melissa, don't cry. It's gonna be okay. And then I'm like, no, just let it go. And I just start bawling my eyes out. I actually had to collect myself in the bathroom earlier. I was making art and I had to stop and go to the bathroom, get a tissue, and clean myself up. I was like, all right, now you're good.
I think it's the emotion side, that emotional part is so connected to the heart, and opening the heart and connecting with the heart and connecting with the feminine aspects of yourself, the emotional side of yourself. Again, spirituality, emotions, and then practicality, more of that masculine energy. And it's such a freeing energy to be in when you can just you can feel through all of your emotions. Gosh, I love the divine masculine, but there's something about the divine feminine that's so, oh God, you can just feel all of it. You can be with all of it, and it's such a freeing feeling to feel all of your emotions and be okay with kind of the flow of the emotion side. For some people that are not comfortable in their emotions, it can be scary because you feel like you're not going to come out of it. But when you really kind of step into the flow of the divine feminine, you're very okay with this. None of this lasts forever. You're riding the wave of it, and it's kind of look at it like an adventure. All right, I feel like I'm gonna cry. Let's go down. What do you got for me down this road today?
I literally just tell myself, I'm like, Melissa, you're a queen. You're gonna cry it out, but then you're gonna go back and be a queen again. You know.
You're a queen when you're crying, first of all.
Well,
yes. It's a powerful emotion to have. And the water energy and crying and releasing and cleansing, there's such a cleansing process that's been happening for this last month. Acceptance of who you are, your emotions, all of you, every aspect of yourself. That's a lot of that shadow work and integrating.
That's a double whammy right there. Accepting challenges. accepting.
Trust your inner resources. Yeah, it's really going to help you tap into your knowing of your intuition, your spiritual gifts. When you really feel into your emotion and you're not hiding from the emotional side of yourself, it's going to allow your intuitive gifts to get clearer for you and influence.
Let the people around you influence you as well in a positive way, the ones that you're feeding off inspiration for.
Yeah, and I was also getting that message too, when we're kind of hiding aspects of ourselves, it can influence your spiritual intuitive gifts because you're not fully tapped into the authentic nature of your being, because you're not just expressing it in all ways, because there are certain aspects that you're just not sure people are ready for yet, and that can influence and affect your spiritual gifts, because you will be getting the way to explain that is when you go in, we'll just explain, you walk into a room and you feel like there's a part of yourself you don't really want to shine that bright in that moment because you feel like people are going to look at it in a certain way and you're not sure you want to come up against that. And the moment that you do that, you really allowed your being to be influenced by the energy of the room rather than influencing the energy of the room. And so it's again, it affects your like authentic nature of your spiritual gifts. I feel like that message wanted to come through in a very clear way. But
I definitely feel like it's a feminine energy too, just with the colors in that card.
the purple.
Yes, I love purple.
I really wanted a card. I know full moon on Saturday. I'm really excited for that in Virgo. I feel like when I work with the earthy energy, I have so much water in my chart. I have Cancer everywhere. I have so much water energy that working with a full moon in like an earthy sign sometimes doesn't pose some challenges, but it's like an unfamiliar territory, and I'm like, whoa, this is fun and interesting.
And it lets you accepting new challenges.
Yeah. Freedom and wisdom. Again, it's disconnecting to your very authentic nature brings in this like whole nother dimension, this whole other like element of your intuitive gifts. I got freedom here twice. That's pretty crazy. So I don't know if some of you are feeling a little bit trapped, like in your current environment, in your current situation, in a relationship. And the message I'm getting really strongly here is if you're feeling trapped, it's because you're still hiding aspects of yourself where you are and what it is that you're doing, that you're kind of afraid of what's going to happen if I am just kind of like authentically me and come out as my full like being. How are people going to respond to that? And that's what you're trapped in. That's actually the energy that and I'm not saying this like I'm any better than anyone else, because I definitely go through this as well, but that's the energy that's entrapping you in your current situation.
I just pulled some future energy. And it was funny that you were talking about like freeing your soul, because I pulled Ace of Swords right after that, and really just like being completely okay and being so full of love in your heart center is what you're gonna shift into as you continue to accept these challenges and continue to meet new people and grow up their inspiration. And then I got 3 Wands.
And the Queen of Pentacles, so what I was getting from this is like when I see Ace of Swords, I always hear, speak your truth, or like as clear as day, like so much clarity in what it is that you're saying. And the Queen of Pentacles reminds me of an energy kind of, I try not to say this in a linear fashion, but when you're healing through the feminine energy, I always see the Queen of Pentacles as one of those kind of like last energies that anchor in. It's very earthy. It's kind of like the mother energy, like Mother Gaia energy. It's like such a high vibrational, like feminine frequency. And then coming up next to the 3 of Wands, and I feel like there are some of you who really want to take a path or a direction and you're feeling trapped, like you're just not sure how to do it. And I just keep getting that message of like clear communication of what you want. Like don't dance around anything. Like even little pieces, you're like, oh, that's enough. I think I said enough. And I've learned a lot in speaking my truth. Where like there were times where I would speak truth with just a little bit. I always call it like I was like sprinkling it with manipulation. Like I wasn't saying my full truth because I didn't feel like I could fully have it. And the Queen of Pentacles is all about like knowing your worth and that you are worth this abundance in all ways, and speaking up for what it is that you want and you need and what you desire, because you're looking.
I see a leap of faith with this.
Oh wow, that's such an interesting. Yeah, the 3 of Wands is like waiting for your shits to come in, and I'm just getting from Spirit, it's gonna come through like speaking who you authentically are. There's a lot of like be you here and really like be your full expression. Like don't hide any elements of it or aspects of it.
Because you're a queen.
You're a queen.
That's it for me, honey.
I think that's it for me too.
That went by super quick.
Such a calming reading.
Yes.
It's definitely like this new energy. I feel like we really cleaned out the closet. Like they say, like sometimes we're in like a spiritual closet.
Mercury retrograde is over.
Yeah. Like we really
Thank
had
God.
to clear it out. And the message I'm getting here now is that with this clearing over the last 3 to 4 weeks, it's going to make speaking your truth a lot easier than it was especially Mercury retrograde, because things are all wonky and communication is wonky and technology or whatever, and like your message isn't fully communicated. And I feel like Spirit's kind of like giving you that like that path, like the door's open now, like you can speak clearly and authentically, and like the path has been cleared for you. I'm just seeing that so clearly. So it's like it's almost like perfect timing, like divine timing, to really like speak up for what it is that you desire and what you want.
Like the time is now.
The time is now. I love it. All right, guys. Well, we love you so much, and thank you for joining us. It's so nice to be back with Melissa this week. Thank you for all of those who tuned in to my very odd. It's so funny. I was just like, "Welcome to Tea and Tarot Tuesday with Just Julia. Anyway, it was great. It was a great message though, and the firefly came out in that message as well. But with that, we love you so much, and we hope you have a wonderful week, and we will see you next week.
Bye.